Welcome, welcome, welcome to another edition of Shout from the Heart. I am your host, Isaiah Pfeiffer. Behind the camera is Justice, and pretty soon joining us later will be our lovely camera woman, my mom, and she'll be doing the TikTok side of things. But hope you all are having a blessed Friday evening. Thank God that the power didn't go out. As you know, we live down here in the South in North Carolina, High Point, Jamestown area to be exact, going through little rain storms and stuff down here. But down here in the South, we get hard winters. So and next week on Tuesday, there is a possibility of a wintry mix. Right now, we don't know for certain because the model keeps changing. So as it stands right now, it's a wintry mix, but that model could change. So we'll keep eyes and tabs on that. But this won't affect the podcast whatsoever in the least. I'm glad that God has blessed us so much to where I can do the podcast and these winds are not damaging enough to get the power to go out. But because of that and the threat of that lingering, I'm going to try to make this podcast as quick as possible, but also take my time because I got a lot to say. Not a lot of time to do it, and here we go. Without further ado, we're going to start off with the biggest issue. Katt Williams. Katt Williams has gotten the internet ablaze, he said some things on Club Shay Shay. For those of you who don't know, that is Shannon Sharp's podcast of his own. Did an interview, sat down, called out Steve Harvey, Kevin Hart, and all them. And what's interesting to me and a lot of these comedians is this guy, he is funny. And he didn't say like anything bad in particular per se. It's just the way he went about doing it. I get the whole you want to expose Hollywood, and I get that you're successful and can't nobody do what you do, but all this calling out people and talking about you gonna be in their city and invite them to do whatever they want to do on stage during your tour and all this other stuff. To me, that's just messy, man. Come on, Katt. Come on. This is unnecessary. If I see this as a marketing ploy, you're trying to sell tickets for your tour, which you are on tour right now, and it just came out that Kevin Hart's ex-wife is going on tour with him, and she came out and said that she is the reason for his success. Let that marinate for a minute. Now, I never heard Kevin Hart say anything bad about his ex-wife. He has joked about her and everything, but it was all in good fun. And I never heard him say anything bad about his upbringing. As a matter of fact, he just did a documentary about how he was on the East Coast and his upbringing was on the East Coast. And a lot of people are now taking sides against these certain comedians and stuff that he called out, certain celebrities and stuff that he called out. He's got the internet taking sides, and I don't know if that was his intent, or I don't know what his angle was to sell tickets. But the bottom line is this. This is all messy to me. One thing, we as black people, we love drama. We love it, we love it, we love it. And even as people as a whole, he said it during his interview, nobody cares about the truth because the lie is more entertaining. I'm just kind of paraphrasing what he said. He said it a different way than that. But he basically said that, but he still went on calling out these guys like Steve Harvey and saying Bernie Mac is better. He's the real king of comedy. I mean, he got his favorites, and he's saying Hollywood's got their favorites. Well, here's the thing. Hollywood is Hollywood, regardless. Whether you do it a certain way or you don't do it a certain way, Hollywood is Hollywood. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's levels to this, okay? But what you're doing is you're causing, like Ricky Smiley, he said this, he addressed it because he mentioned him about wearing a dress in Last Sunday, and that's a movie. For those of you who don't know, look it up. That's with Ice Cube and stuff. And then him auditioning for the part for Next Friday, which was the last Friday movie that ever came out with Terry Crews, Cat Williams, Ice Cube, Mike Epps, everything. So basically, Ricky Smiley said the same thing. I can clap back, I can say whatever I want to say, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to spread love and positivity. I'm actually tell y'all to go out and see his show, spread that love. We all support each other. But, a lot of people, friends and family, you're getting a lot of things involved, a lot of entities involved that don't need to be involved in this. Like, what is Kevin Hart's ex? I find it kind of funny how you mentioned Kevin Hart and blasting him and this, that, and the third. And now all of a sudden, here we come out the woodwork. Kevin Hart's ex-wife want to go on tour with Cat Williams. Now, don't that seem kind of... it just seems kind of messy. What you think, Justice? Don't that kind of seem kind of weird?
Like they're trying to do something to get back at someone.
Exactly. And all these years, he never said nothing bad about you, but because Cat Williams said something and called him out and said something that you probably didn't have the guts to say, now all of a sudden you wanting to ride with the enemy. And I want to address those who are taking sides. If you, after this interview, watched this and said, oh, well, Steve Harvey or Bernie Mac or this comedian or that comedian or this celebrity or that celebrity, they weren't that good, then you weren't a fan to begin with. You never was a fan. How dare you call yourself a Kevin Hart fan? And then when Cat Williams say something, we don't like Kevin Hart no more. He did this and he did that according to what Cat Williams say. And all of it is just he said it. And so now, because y'all are like sheep, y'all follow this guy. If this guy tell you to jump off a bridge, would you do it? I mean, because from what y'all be doing on the internet, some of y'all would probably follow along and jump off that bridge along with him. And if he told you gonna live, he probably would be dumb enough to do it and believe that. But hey, this is all mess. This is all mess, man. This is just all pure mess and frustration, and I can't deal with it. I can't. I can't. Anyway, moving on, because we had some big coaches and decisions that went down. Nick Saban's retired from Alabama. He's done. They actually had a replacement for him. I think the Washington coach who just lost in the national championship, he's negotiating a contract with Alabama for that job. Patriots legend Bill Belichick, he's gone. But let him tell it. It's mutual separation. And a great Patriots legend, he's taken over that realm. And Jim Harbaugh, there's rumors of him going to the NFL. And like I said on the sports show last night, this is just my thinking. What if Jim Harbaugh comes to Philadelphia? Let's just say, and I know we're not going to do this, but let's just say if somehow we do lose to the Bucs, they're going to fire Nick Sirianni. There's reports already out there saying that if we struggle in the playoffs, we're going to fire Nick Sirianni. Now, what if we do that? Like, let's just say for kicks and giggles, not saying it's going to happen. What if and for those of you who are listening and those of you who are watching, I am an Eagles fan, as you could tell with the thing on the table. But what if we go out and get Jim Harbaugh? Do you understand that this man has breed the best of the best in college football? He has brought a national championship back to Michigan after all these years. He's a defensive-minded coach. Offense, hey, you put a good offensive coordinator behind him, we can work with that. Jim Harbaugh is what Philadelphia needs. Now, there's talks about Bill Belichick coming, but Bill Belichick is not a bad coach. It's just that he has to have certain people and certain personnel, and I don't. He doesn't really fit. He doesn't really fit with me in Philadelphia. I can see that too, but I don't know. I don't know. Bill Belichick is. I don't know. And then Pete Carroll, he retired yesterday, or yeah, they mutually separated. Whatever you want to say, fired, mutually separated. They separated and parted ways, and he was the coach that made the stupidest decision in the big game when they went the second time against Tom Brady. Why would you throw it on 4th and 1 and not run beast mode right up the middle? You didn't do that, and you lost. And you would have had another back-to-back Super Bowl had it not been for... Oh, my God.
Well,
that game was just stupid, and that was before your time, Justice. You actually, no, I think, yeah, you were just born around that time. Actually, the year of that Super Bowl, you were just born.
I have something to say. Those people who made that decision were very stupid.
Pete
They
Carroll
need
made
to
that
go.
decision.
They need to get educated.
Pete Carroll wasn't a bad coach. It's just that he made a bad call at the wrong time. A stupid call.
Just do some type of run. Like, it's 4th and 1.
He made a bad call, man. Just plain and simple.
If you were going to throw it, at least throw it very close.
Well, he tried it. Well, it's 4th and 1. They're guarding the end zone. Okay? They're playing a goal line stand. Your passing window, as you get closer to the end zone, your passing windows become tighter and tighter. And what quarterbacks need to realize is that you cannot throw balls in tight windows unless you're just that athletic. Jalen Hurts, he can do that. But with the type of vanilla offense that we got right now, he's been struggling. He's got more interceptions than what he had last year. He had 4 interceptions last year. Now, it went from 4 to 18. 18 interceptions.
That's 14 more interceptions.
Like, come on now. That's just unacceptable. Unacceptable. Okay? Unacceptable. Jesus Christ.
And it's not Jalen Hurts who has to do that.
Well,
it's
no,
the coach.
It's not yes, thank you. Finally, somebody. We'll get to that later. We'll get to it.
The coach is making
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. But make sure you guys like and subscribe to the YouTube. Just like kind of a little station break. And make sure you go to TikTok and find it up under Isaiah's mommy. That's my mom's TikTok, and we just ate, so she's not in here right now, and plus she has to go get my little sister from gymnastics. Either her or dad. Most likely, if she's not in here, it's probably gonna be both of them that do it, which is perfectly fine, totally fine with me.
We've been through this before.
We will let you know when and where it's gonna be on TikTok. I mean, obviously, when it's gonna be Fridays, but
just gonna let you
right
know
now,
where.
just letting you know for a fair warning that if it is on TikTok, it might not come on exactly at 6. Maybe a little bit later than that. But
it may come on whenever we're done.
It'll come on whenever it comes on. Let's put it that way. All right, let's talk about it now. Let's talk about this this news that I got to talk about here. I was looking around on Tuesday and I saw Wake Forest play in Florida, Tallahassee. And we went to Florida State, and we were riding on a 9-game win streak, and then We fell apart. Florida State beat the brakes off of us. Do you hear me? I know the final score was 87-82, but listen, when you got small guys playing against big guys and they play a faster tempo just like you do,
it's not a fair fight.
And you got a whole lot of big bodies on the court.
It's not a fair fight.
And see, look, they're not even at full strength. That's the scary thing about it. They're not even at full strength.
Imagine them at full strength.
Imagine, exactly. Man,
they're going to be dominating.
You see it.
All they have to do is just step over you and take a layup.
Man, you see it.
Man, they're going to knock you out.
You see it.
If you somehow got in a fight, all they had to do was just push you over, and you acting like you got punched.
You never bring a gun to a gun to a knife fight. Okay? This doesn't work out. Never bring a knife. Oh no, it's the other way around. Never bring a knife to a gunfight. Okay, that's exactly what we did. And Salas, he got shot. Carr got shot. Hildreth shot. Boopy Miller, oh my God, he couldn't even make a shot. Just terrible. Reed, Epton Reed, oh my God, he was dead. He was done.
As soon as he entered.
He was done. They just used a machine gun, just like a .40 caliber pistol and a Desert Eagle. That's just
to knock you out.
They just used all three of them guns and just
killed
us. But the good news, here's the good news. Right now as it stands, guess who's the last four in the big dancing march? Yeah, but this is right now because it could change.
Yeah,
now I expect us tomorrow to bounce back against Virginia because let's be honest, Virginia is not the same Virginia as they were a couple years ago. If this was the same Virginia that went undefeated like a couple years ago, and they were playing that same, physical style of basketball that they were playing, okay, I'd be a little bit nervous even if we were undefeated at home. But they're 0-3 on the road this year. Everybody's caught up to what type of style they're playing. Eventually, you're going to have to change it up. And I don't see any signs of to me Virginia is like the college
Eagles.
Basketball version of the Eagles. Something's got to change. Your play calling's got to change. Your offense and defense got to change.
Everyone knows your plays.
Everybody knows what you're
going
to
run.
Pick
pick you off.
Everybody knows how to lock you down. Everybody knows how to block that basketball, man. And you're wondering, trying to figure out what's going on. Now, don't get me wrong, they got a good overall record, but the committee don't look at overall record. They look at the conference record. They look at the losses, okay? How bad the loss was. How good was the win? Was it a quad 1? Was it a quad 2?
Quad 2 win.
Oh, that's a quad 2 win? That's going to hurt. So this 9-game winning streak that we were on actually kind of helped us. It helped us a lot, and it's considering the fact
wake up.
Considering the fact that we were at home for majority of the non-conference and home for a couple of conference games. Yeah. And the one conference game we had, and see, I think it's because we lost that game as well, because you got to think, last Saturday we had an overtime thriller against Miami, and we beat them.
And we were tired after that.
We were tired. We were gassed.
And then we had
Miami,
to practice.
We didn't want to lose, And then, we didn't. We had to practice, These guys don't just play the game and then, we're taking a break. No. You got a game on Tuesday.
Turn right back around.
Practice.
Got another game.
Yeah, got a game on Tuesday. You got to practice.
And that's just how we go.
That's just how the dice roll, my guy.
We gotta practice, get everything in. Make sure we got our praise right.
Yeah.
If we don't got that,
Speaking of getting things right, the first time that Kevin Durant has beaten LeBron James since 2018 was last night. We got blown out, guys. We got blown out, people. 127 to 109. We played the Suns. I don't remember who we play tomorrow. I don't remember off the top of my head, but it is the Jazz. We play the Jazz tomorrow, and
we better win.
I think that is at Utah. I believe it's at Utah. It might be at home. It doesn't really matter because in this sense, we're not as good at home as we are on the road either. So it really doesn't matter where we play. At the end of the day, we just gotta play. That's what it is for both my professional teams in basketball and football. It doesn't matter if we're in Tampa or Utah. We just gotta play. Okay, that's just the bottom line because Stone Cold said so. Okay.
WWE.
I had to throw a WWE reference in there. It wouldn't be me if I didn't throw a WWE reference in there. How could I pass? Okay, how could I pass that up?
How did Rocket say this?
How could I pass that up?
Ain't nobody like me except me.
Yeah, ain't nobody like me except me. Yeah. I forgot, guys. So I am a Marvel fan. And right here sitting beside me somewhat is the encyclopedia of Marvel things. My cameraman is going to grab the encyclopedia, and when he does, he's going to look up a certain character because there was a certain Disney Plus series that came out. It came out a couple weeks ago, or not a couple weeks ago, a couple days ago, rather. Called Echo. For those of you who don't know who Echo is, hopefully she's in the encyclopedia. If not, we'll just okay. Let me introduce it. For those of you who don't know, you don't have to read the whole thing. Just kind of like the big black, and then all that little minor stuff. Just because the big black is going to summarize everything. So, and I need you to be loud and proud when you say it. So, for those of you who don't know and haven't seen the episode yet, because all of the episodes have dropped, and that's rare that Disney does that with Marvel's things. They just usually do 2 for the first time and then drop it all at once. I know they did that for What If, but that little cartoon thing. But that's the first time that they ever done it for a real live action Marvel series. They dropped all the episodes in one day. So without further ado, let's find out some more about what you guys can expect from Disney Plus's Echo, because I need to know before I even go watch it after this podcast. So take it away.
So her first appearance was in Daredevil number 9, December 1999. Her real name is Maya Lopez.
Mm-hmm.
Her base was Los Angeles, California. She's 5 feet 9 inches. Her hair's black, eyes brown, weight 125. Doesn't really matter.
Okay, well, I don't really
her
need
special powers are Echo can mimic any physical action she sees, making her an incredible acrobat in combat.
Yeah. Read the black part, not the black square, because you probably read all the stuff in the black square. Read what her origin, that stuff, like the words.
Maya was born deaf. Mm-hmm. Her Cheney father worked with the Kingpin,
mm-hmm.
who killed him but honored his dying request to raise his daughter. Kingpin told Maya that Daredevil had murdered his father. He also encouraged her to date Matt Murdock, Daredevil's alter ego.
Yeah, that's that. For those of you who don't know, Matt Murdock is the Daredevil himself. So continue.
While hunting Daredevil, Maya realized who he was and spared him. She shot the Kingpin in revenge. She later became an Avenger as Ninja Ronin. Count Nefaria killed her while she was working with Moon Knight but she later mysteriously returned to life and helped Daredevil fight Claw.
Right. All right. Yeah. And do me a favor there. Bookmark that page, because I will bring my dad up to speed on that. Bookmark Echo for me, and I'll bring Dad up to speed. And there you have it. What my brother just said. He just pretty much gave you the summarization of what you can expect in the Disney Plus series Echo, because the Kingpin is in this one. I know nothing about the Daredevil or anything. I'm just going off of the previews and stuff of what I saw on TV from the trailers and everything. But there you have it. Now comes the best part of the show. You know what time it is. And you know, as a real football fan, what time it is. It is over. The regular season is done. The playoffs are set. And so without further ado, to kick it off tomorrow at 4:30, we have the Browns and the Texans. CJ Stroud is a rookie. I get the fact that we want to give him his flowers right now. But that Browns defense is what it is. I know DeMeco Ryans is a defensive-minded coach. I get that. I know CJ Stroud has been doing big things as a rookie. I get that as well. But so did Jalen Hurts, and he got punched in the mouth by the Buccaneers, the same team we're playing Monday, but the only difference is they didn't have Baker Mayfield at quarterback. They had an old guy who was going by the name of Tom Brady, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, which reluctantly I say that because we will forever diminish his legacy with that deflation of footballs, but I digress in that. Now, one can make a case that the Texans is going to win because of C.J. Stroud and the defense. But Myles Garrett and that defense is legit. And Joe Flacco is experienced quarterback, and he is a playoff quarterback. As a matter of fact, he led the Ravens to a Super Bowl.
Yes, he did.
So, hey, I like you, Texans, but I don't like you that much in this, okay? I'm going... I'd rather go with the devil I know than the devil I don't know, and that's the Browns. Now, on Peacock, tomorrow, same streaming service that we use for NBC stuff, same streaming service we use for WWE Prime premium events, all that good stuff. The Chiefs and the Dolphins. Now, let me, hold on now. Let me see if I can change your mind on that. Okay. You do remember that the last time they went overseas and played this game, the Dolphins lost by a touchdown.
Yeah, but
now, here's the kicker. Here's the kicker, though. The Dolphins are playing at Kansas City. That's one. Number two, guess what the weather's going to be like at Kansas City tomorrow?
What?
-0.
God.
Below freezing. It's pretty much below freezing, and you're lucky it might not even snow. You know, I think it may. It may not. I might be thinking of the Bills and the Steelers game that it's going to snow at, because I think that they said it's going to snow in that game. But both of those teams are cold weather teams, so they play each other in the snow, whatever. But we'll get to that game in a minute. But it's going to be -0 in Kansas City. Okay? And I love Andy Reid. I like my homie, Patrick Mahomes, except for when he beat me in the Super Bowl last February. I didn't like him then.
But we got him back.
But I still, well, that was regular season.
Yeah.
And before I go any further, let me say this to everybody's team. It does not matter what you do to get to the playoffs. It matters what you do when you get in the playoffs. Because as far as I'm concerned, everybody's record It's no longer 11-6 for us. It is
0-0.
back to 0-0. And this is not a situation of you lose and, oh, you're moving on. No, never that. Never that. Lose, you're going home.
One strike.
Win or go
Out.
home. You get one chance, one opportunity. We have a lot to prove. And let me go back up to this game, because everybody in the playoffs has something to prove. Are the Browns legit contenders? Or are the Texans and C.J. Stroud for real? That's what those two teams have to prove. In this particular game with the Dolphins and Kansas City, are the Dolphins Super Bowl contenders? Or is Kansas City looking to go back to where they was last year, and that is headlining another Super Bowl? In my opinion,
Dolphins.
Let's get all the weather and stuff out the way. Okay. In my opinion, we're gonna get the rematch from last February. I'm gonna call it right now. And in order for that to happen, the Chiefs got to do their part, and I'm going with the Chiefs. I'm going with the Chiefs.
Dolphins.
I'm sorry. I'm going with the Chiefs. Well, you can be sleeping. I'll tell you how the Chiefs beat the crap out the Dolphins.
Hey,
You won't be able to
it.
see that game because you'll be sleeping, getting ready for church the next day. You'll be able to see the Browns and the Browns and the Texans, but you won't be able to see the Dolphins and the Kansas City
Taking the Browns
Chiefs.
and the Dolphins so far.
For the sake of my picks, I hope you're wrong. Okay.
Hey, I hope
I
I'm
got
right.
the Browns and the Chiefs in that game. Okay. The Steelers start off everything on Sunday. Steelers and the Bills.
Bills.
And the Bills is unanimous. Okay. I don't even have to
pay bills.
I don't have to mention the fact that it's going to snow, because it's Pittsburgh. It snows there all the time, and Pennsylvania's snow is a whole lot different than New York snow. Once you play in that New York snow, that's a whole different beast. You play in that Pennsylvania snow, it's like playing outside in North Carolina in the backyard with that type of snow while snowing. So, that's nothing pretty much is what I'm saying compared to what you're going to get in New York. I was born in Watertown, New York, and we got 8 feet of snow. 8 feet.
That was taller than you, probably.
Oh, I got buried in the snow, and it was fun.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Dad buried us in the snow. It was awesome.
What?
And we went to McDonald's and played in that play place and got buried in the snow when we got back. It was awesome. Awesome, man.
There's going to be a foot of snow for
What?
here.
In the words of a famous football saying, it's going to be a blowout, folks. Bills are taking it. Now, you guys are idiots in the NFL. Okay, let me just say this. Let me take my glasses off.
Okay, I got it.
I want to say this. There will come a day, Eagles fans. Sorry, I have to say this.
No.
There will come a day where Hades will freeze over, and them boys will once again end this 30-plus year streak of not going to the Super Bowl. Whether they win it or whether they lose it, there will come a day where they will go back. And as much as it pains me as a real Eagles fan to say it, we all know it. There will be a day where they will go back. But this year and this day, on Sunday, January 14th, 2024, ain't gonna be this day. I see what NFL is talking about. I got it right here in front of my computer. I see what you're talking about. But y'all sleeping on the Packers. I'm sorry. I know y'all undefeated at home, but that was regular season. This is playoffs. And let's look at it historic wise. The Packers have never lost to the Cowboys in the playoffs.
Dang.
Never. And you think that just because you're at home that's going to change.
Nope.
You're riding off the fact that y'all at home, and that's the only hope y'all riding off of. Y'all, oh, we gonna beat the Packers. We're gonna beat the Pack. Okay, just because they don't got Aaron Rodgers no more, what makes you think Jordan Love is just bad? Because let me tell you something. If you made the playoffs, obviously you're not a bad team. Don't matter how you started, don't matter how you finished. If you made the playoffs,
You are not
you
a bad
obviously
team.
are a contender, and that shows me that you belong there. Now, what you do when you get there is beyond me. I have
cannot
nothing to
control
do with that. I cannot control what you do when you get there. It's just all about what you're gonna do. And I get it, but we as Eagles fans, we as Eagles fans are going against the Cowboys. Come on.
Hold on. Oh.
Come on, man. Come on. Come
God.
on. We're going against the Cowboys, okay? That's just how it works. Your favorite team as an Eagles fan is
Anyone
who plays the Cowboys. And above all else, you are an Eagles fan till you die. When they bury me, they're going to bury me with this blanket wrapped on top of my casket. They're going to put this blanket on top of my casket, even if it's a regular one. And they're going to bury me in an Eagles casket, because that's what I want to do. We're going to go in the ground in style, and I'm going to be up in heaven and just looking at the Eagles games, just be like, yeah, God, you said they shall mount up with wings as eagles. That's your team, right? Yeah, that's God's team right there. Packers. I'm going Packers. Packers. I'm going against everybody. Packers.
If I chose the Cowboys, I would not be an Eagles fan.
That's sacrilege. But I am a realist.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know. Come on now.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest, okay? I get it. There will come a day, and not this year, but there will come a day where they will end that drought.
They will come.
And God forbid if they win. We as Eagles fans will have to suck it up and humble ourselves and be like, you know what? It took you 30 plus years to get a number 6.
So?
Congratulations. And that's how I'm going to say it too. If you somehow make it, be like, congratulations, it took you 30 something years to get back. And if you win it, I'm going to be like, it took you 30 plus years to win one. Congratulations. It only took me 10 years. It only took me half the time to get my first one. No, supposedly my first one, because if we're talking about championships, I got 5. I got 5 titles. No, 4 actually. 4 titles. Because you got to count the championship from 1940 and 1960. But see, because that was not the Super Bowl era, we're not going to count those titles. A title is still a title. That's like saying the play-in tournament, or, during the NBA. The NBA in-season tournament doesn't count. Well, according to what everybody's saying, the winner of that tournament gets an automatic playoff spot. So it don't matter where we finish at. It doesn't even matter. We get an automatic playoff bid. Doesn't matter. We could finish 500 and be slated in the play-in tournament. It don't matter. We won. So that means we get a automatic playoff bid. It doesn't matter.
We just got to do our part.
We just got to continue to play like we a playoff team, because we can do all of that work to get to the playoffs. We can do all of that. Win the in-season tournament. Do all of that. And suck, because obviously last night we for lack of a better word, trash. Be trash. Garbage. Because lack of a better word, we was garbage last night, getting blown out by some 20-something points. What the heck is wrong with you?
22 points.
The Celtics even got blown out by some 20-plus points last night, and I picked them to win because they're first in the Eastern Conference. I'm like, whoa. You let Giannis and them, who are struggling, beat you? Come on now. Come on, bruh. Tatum. Don't do this, bro. Don't do this. Don't do this. You were showing out against us on Christmas Day in LA. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on. Man to man, bro. Man to man. I like Giannis. Come on now. I like Giannis, but come on, bro. Come on, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that. Tatum, you my guy, but don't do that. Anyway, two more. Yeah, 2 more playoff games. I got 2 more playoff games. The Rams and the Lions. Stafford used to play for the Lions. As a matter of fact, he spent his whole career with Detroit until they got rid of him.
I'm going with the Rams because.
But the Lions are not the same Lions that they were before. Okay, the Lions are a whole lot better than what you're going to give them credit for. Come on now, don't do this.
I'm not doing it.
Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me.
I'm doing it because somebody is going to tell.
Don't do this to me.
They going to tell what they playing.
Oh no, don't do this to me. Stafford, he was garbage with the Lions, man. He was trash with the Lions. Don't you do this. Don't you do this. Okay, and let's break this down in perspective. Okay, let's say we win and the Cowboys win. Since they are the lower seed, they would have one of us is going to San Francisco. But if the Packers win against the Cowboys, right? Mm-hmm. And we win against the Bucks, since the Packers are the lower seed, they would go to San Francisco, and we would have to face the winner of Detroit and the Rams, which I blew out the Lions, if I remember correctly. And last year I beat them by 5 points. Oh, 5 points. I beat them by almost a whole touchdown. A touchdown and 2 field goals. Wow.
But 2 years ago, we blew them out completely. 2 years ago,
I blew them out, 46-6. And my boy, Big Play Slay.
Bill. He slayed every last one of them.
Slay got about 3 interceptions that game, if I remember correctly.
Everyone.
And what happened earlier this year against the Rams? Oh, wait a minute. I beat you too by 2 touchdowns. Wow. You guys are trash. Both of your teams are trash. But in order for me to finish this story, in order for us to finish the story, which is a good segue to the last and final game on Monday, there is one person on here that is picking the Bucks on the NFL, which they are stupid because Baker Mayfield may not be playing. And even if he does, Todd Bowles does not know how to beat us as a head coach. So
we're taking that.
We're taking
WWW.
We're taking that dub, okay? And I don't care if it's San Francisco. And I don't care if it's the winner of the Detroit Lions or if it's the Rams. One of those 3 teams. Either I'm going to Detroit, the Rams are coming to us, or we're going to San Fran. And let me tell you something. If we scratch that. When we beat the Bucks, and if for some reason the Cowboys decide that they beat Jordan Love and the Packers for the first time in playoffs in a long time, which seems like forever, if they decide to do that, you do realize that you better not expect us to come in like we did in Philadelphia 49ers. Because, see, I know what you're thinking is. You want us to win because you think in your mind that you can beat us again. But let me remind you of something. This team is a whole lot different than playing the regular season Eagles. I have been a fan since 1998, since birth. I have been a fan since then. I have seen them come, and I have seen them go. I have been to more playoffs than the Cowboys combined.
Yep.
The last time you guys won a Super Bowl, 49ers, nobody even remembers. The last time you went to the Super Bowl, you choked against Kansas City. And if you go back to the Super Bowl, you're going to see the Ravens again, and they're going to smack you around. Because they owned you on Monday Night Football on Christmas Eve. No, they owned you on Christmas Day, rather. They owned you. They smacked you around. They made Brock Purdy look like a third-string quarterback.
Trash.
The only reason that y'all offense and defense is clicking like that is because you got the right pieces. The only reason that your offense and defense is clicking like that is because you got the right coaches. And if you think that for 1 second that the Eagles are just going to die because they went 1-5 in the last regular season weeks, you got another thing coming, because the playoff Eagles are a totally different team than the regular Eagles. I'm stating it here and now. We are not here to play games. And if we lose, we already know who's out the door. We already know what needs to change, and we will go back to the drawing board, and we will not be like the Cowboys fans. We will bow out gracefully and say, you know what? We lost. We're going to move on. We're going to learn from this, and we're going to move on and grow from it. You know why? Because we are the mighty Eagles, and at least we got there. And we hope and pray that the Cowboys lose because they play before us. And even whatever we do on Monday, whether we win or lose, as long as they lose, we will have bragging rights.
Ha ha ha.
Ha! You were the first one eliminated. And you were eliminated. You were eliminated too. But you were eliminated first.
So we have bragging rights.
We have bragging rights.
You don't.
You were eliminated first, okay? We weren't eliminated.
We did better in the playoffs.
And it's going to be in the... Oh, my God. First of all, it's going to be the same conditions that we got them in on week 3. You know them same conditions. Rain. It's going to be rainy.
Yeah.
40-mile-per-hour wind. So that means you ain't going to be able to just chuck that ball around against us. No.
Do they have a dome?
No. And it's outside.
Oh, and they ain't got no dome.
Oh, my God.
So that wind going to be bursting
You know
in.
that the Eagles is used to playing in that type of weather. You know what I'm saying?
We from that area.
And your quarterback is hurt. Matter of fact, I'm going to do something unconventional. I'm going to check this injury report. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to type this in here. Eagles injury report here. I'm going to type this in here. Yeah, I'm hype. I know I'm about to end the show, guys. Just give me a second, you know. Give me a second. I'm about to end this show. About to, like Pastor Johnson say, or Pastor John Goins. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of somebody else. Pastor John Goins says this. Our pastor. That's our pastor. He says, "I'm about to close.
They just keep
going. And we keep going. Okay. We got Blankenship Brown. Ooh, Sidney Brown, AJ Brown. You know,
both Browns.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, Covey.
Oh,
Hurts.
we need him.
Slay, Smith, and Swift. All right. Thursday, which was yesterday, 3 players did not practice. Reed Blankenship today did not practice. A.J. Brown did not practice. Sidney Brown did not practice. Britton Covey was a limited participant. And Jalen Hurts, Slay, Smith, and Swift were all full participants in practice.
Ha-ha!
As long as I got Slay, Swift, Smith, and Hurts.
Yes, Smith and AJ.
I am cool.
Smith and AJ are the same.
Blankenship, yeah, it's a little bit of a hit there. A little bit of a hit in the secondary. He has his moments, his shining moments, so it's a little bit of a hit. AJ Brown, a bigger hit than Blankenship. But we got Zacchaeus. We got Watkins, and we got Jones. all three of whom had big catches this season. So I'm not worried too much about that. Now, Sidney Brown, he's iffy. He's okay. He's not bad, but he's not necessarily good. But he is a hit nonetheless. And on that note, I say good night to my fellow friends and family who are watching this right now on YouTube and watching anywhere else. Let's give it one more time. EAGLES, Eagles!